Ever heard someone say loud pipes save lives? It's one of those things that sounds true, like noise equals safety. But here's the kicker. Sound travels backward, not forward. That thunderous exhaust? The car behind you hears it, not the one drifting into your lane. It's a myth riders love to repeat, but it's not protecting you. And that's just the start. Because when it comes to motorcycles, the road is full of bad advice. In this video, we're breaking down 20 myths that just won't die, and myth number 20 alone might completely change how you think about riding. Number 20. Laying the bike down is safer in a crash. You've probably heard it. If things go south, just lay it down. The idea is simple. Dump the bike, slide across the pavement, and somehow come out better than if you stayed upright. It's one of those old school tips that sounds clever. Spread the impact, avoid a full-on collision, maybe just walk away with some road rash. But here's the hard truth. Laying it down is surrendering. The second you do it, you give up control. No more brakes, no more steering, no more options. You're not riding anymore. You're just a passenger skidding like a hockey puck, hoping the road is kind. And modern bikes? They're built for survival. Anti-lock brakes, traction control, balance geometry. These machines are meant to help you stop hard and stay upright. Even if a crash is unavoidable, staying in control lets you aim for the soft shoulder, the ditch, the grass, not the guardrail at 50 mph. So next time someone says, just lay it down, remember, that's not a plan. It's a myth that could cost you everything. Now that we're keeping the bike on its wheels, let's talk about another misunderstood technique. One that can actually save your brakes, if you're doing it right. Number 19. Engine braking will damage your bike. Some riders avoid engine braking like it's going to snap a gear in half. They hear the revs rise when they downshift and think, that can't be good. Better to just use the brakes, right? But here's the truth. Engine braking is not only safe, it's smart. When you let off the throttle, your engine naturally slows the bike down. Downshifting just helps match your engine speed to your wheel speed. No jerks, no gear grinding, just smooth, controlled deceleration. It also reduces wear on your brake pads and prevents overheating on long descents or during spirited riding. That gentle vacuum resistance you feel? It's helping you stay balanced, especially going into corners. In fact, pro racers use engine braking all the time to stay in rhythm, stay safe, and stay fast. So no, easing off the gas won't ruin your bike. It might just save it. Staying smooth is great, unless your brand new tires betray you. Let's talk about grip, fresh rubber, and why breaking them in the wrong way can break you. Myth number 18. New tires are ready to ride hard immediately. You just slapped on some fresh rubber. They look beefy. They feel solid. You're itching to lean into that first corner and let it rip. Don't. New tires come coated in a thin layer of mold release compound, a slippery film from the manufacturing process. It's there to help the tire pop out of the mold, not to help you stick to the road. That glossy surface hasn't earned your trust yet. If you go aggressive right out the gate, hard lean, sharp turn, panic brake, those tires can let go without warning. And on a bike, one slip is all it takes. Instead, take the first 50 to 100 miles easy. Gentle leans, smooth throttle, light braking. Think of it like shaking hands with your tires, earning grip instead of assuming it's already there. Once that coating wears off and the compound heats and cools a few times, then you've got real grip. Now that your tires are working with you, let's clear up how your brakes actually should work, because this next one gets even experienced riders into trouble. Myth number 17. Apply front and rear brakes equally. It sounds smart. Balanced braking, equal pressure front and back. Seems like the safest way to stop clean, right? But the road doesn't work that way. When you brake, your bike's weight shifts forward, hard. That means your front tire becomes the star of the show, doing 70 to 90% of the stopping. It digs in, grips the asphalt, and gives you real control. Meanwhile, the rear tire gets light. Too much brake there? It locks up. And if it suddenly regains traction mid-slide, boom, you're at risk of a high-side crash. Smart riders don't treat both brakes the same. They feel the road. They read the weight shift. Front brake gets a confident, firm pull. Rear brake? Just enough to steady the bike, nothing more. It's not about symmetry, it's about physics. And knowing which brake to trust in which moment makes all the difference. Speaking of stability, the next myth even veteran riders get wrong. And it all starts with your feet. Number 16, plant both feet at every stop. You roll up to a red light, both feet hit the pavement. Feels stable, feels safe. But here's the thing, it's not helping as much as you think. Dropping both feet might feel natural when you're starting out, but it actually limits your control. You're taking your right foot off the brake. You're losing tension and readiness. And if a car creeps too close or a gust of wind nudges you, you're suddenly off balance. The smarter move? Left foot down, right foot on the peg. That way, you stay on the rear brake, holding your bike steady and ready to react if anything shifts. Plus, you're training your clutch, throttle, and brake coordination at every stop. It's one of those small habits that separates beginners from smooth, confident riders. So sure, 2 feet down feels safe, but 1 foot up keeps you in the game. And while we're stopped, let's tackle another parking lot habit. Should you really shift into neutral at red lights? Let's break that myth. Word 15. Shift to neutral at red lights to save fuel. You're at a long red light, clutch pulled in, and someone says, "Hey, click into neutral. It saves gas." Sounds logical, right? Less drag, less strain, better mileage? Not really. Modern fuel-injected bikes don't care. Whether you're in first gear with the clutch pulled or sitting in neutral, the engine is idling the same way, barely sipping fuel to stay alive. That tiny bit of clutch drag? We're talking fractions of a milliliter per minute. You'd never notice the difference, not at the pump and definitely not on your wallet. Now, shifting into neutral for comfort? That's fair. Give your clutch hand a break. Just be ready to click back in when the light changes. But if your goal is fuel efficiency, this move won't get you there. Want to save gas for real? Let's bust the next myth at the pump, because a lot of riders think they're treating their engine right by paying extra for premium. Number 14. Premium gas always boosts performance. That premium label at the gas station feels like a promise, like you're giving your bike a cleaner burn, more power, maybe even a little extra speed. But here's the truth. Premium doesn't mean better. It just means harder to ignite. It's formulated for high compression engines that need extra knock resistance. If your bike isn't tuned for it, you're not gaining power. You're just burning a hole in your wallet. In fact, using high-octane fuel in a low-compression engine can slightly reduce performance. Slower burn, less efficiency. It's like putting race tires on a scooter. Not harmful, just pointless. Your owner's manual knows what your engine actually wants. Trust it. Before we dive into the next myth, take a second to hit that subscribe button. We're building a community of smart, skilled riders who leave the old myths behind and ride with real confidence. No fluff, just facts that keep you safer, smoother, and sharper out on the road. Myth number 13. Idle the engine for 10+ minutes before riding. You start the bike, it's a cold morning, and someone says, "Let it idle for 10 minutes, gotta warm up the oil." Sounds reasonable, but the truth, you're not helping your engine, you're slowly hurting it. When a bike idles cold for too long, it runs rich, pumping extra fuel to stay running. That unburned fuel creates carbon buildup, sludge, and lets moisture creep in, especially in colder climates. Your oil gets diluted, your combustion chamber gets gunked up, and performance suffers over time. Modern bikes, especially fuel-injected ones, are designed to warm up under load. Just 30 seconds of idle, then ride off gently. Keep the RPMs low until the engine reaches proper temperature, and it'll warm up faster and cleaner. So no, your engine doesn't need a 10-minute meditation session every morning. From quiet warm-ups to loud riding, this next myth you've definitely heard on the road. 12. Loud pipes save lives. It's one of the most quoted biker slogans out there. Loud pipes save lives. And yeah, it feels right. The roar, the rumble, it's attention-grabbing. Makes you feel like you're cutting through traffic with a warning siren. But here's the thing. Sound travels backwards. That deep exhaust note you love? It's blasting the car behind you, not the distracted driver merging into your lane ahead. And even if it could reach them, they probably wouldn't hear it. Windows up, music blasting, phone in hand, mind somewhere else. Loud pipes might make you feel safer, but they don't actually make you more visible or predictable. What does? Smart lane positioning, high-vis gear, strategic riding. Safety doesn't come from noise. It comes from being seen. being prepared, and riding like no one sees you. Want your bike to save your life? Make it visible, not loud. Still think louder equal better? Let's look at engine size next, because there's a myth that bigger always means faster, and it's about to get left in the dust. Number 11. Bigger engine equals faster bike. See a giant cruiser thumping down the road and think, that thing must fly? Not necessarily. Big engines look powerful, but speed isn't just about displacement. A massive 1800cc cruiser might have torque for days, but it's also dragging around a ton of weight and wind resistance. Speed, especially top-end speed, is about more than brute force. It's about the power-to-weight ratio, aerodynamics, and gearing. That lightweight 600cc sport bike, half the weight, razor-sharp aero, and tuned to rev high. It can leave that big cruiser behind without breaking a sweat. Think of it like a bulldozer versus a race car. The bulldozer's got a huge engine, but that doesn't mean it's winning any races. So no, bigger doesn't always mean faster. Sometimes it just means heavier. And if you think bigger also means more reliable, you'll want to hear this next one. Myth number 10. Expensive bikes are more reliable. Walk into a showroom and that $25,000 super bike practically glows. It looks flawless, sounds incredible, and it should be bulletproof for that price, right? Not so fast. Just because a bike is expensive doesn't mean it's more dependable. In fact, high-end bikes often come with tight maintenance intervals, specialty parts, and higher upkeep costs. Some need valve adjustments every few thousand miles. Some only take boutique-grade oil. And if something breaks, expect a long wait and a steep bill. Meanwhile, a modestly priced middleweight might just chug along for tens of thousands of miles with nothing more than regular oil changes and chain checks. Simple air-cooled twins, for example, are known for lasting forever with basic care. Reliability is about engineering and upkeep, not just MSRP. Before you buy, check real-world reviews, owner forums, and parts availability. Ask how often you'll be wrenching or paying someone else to. A higher price tag doesn't guarantee peace of mind. Sometimes it just guarantees more stuff that can go wrong. Speaking of maintenance, let's talk brakes. Do you really need a full brake job every time your pads wear out? Myth number 9. Replace all brake parts at once. You're changing your brake pads and someone says, might as well do the rotors and fluid too. Better safe than sorry. Sounds thorough, sounds responsible. But in reality, brake parts wear at different rates and replacing everything at once can just burn through your budget. Pads wear out the fastest. That's normal. They're designed to. But rotors? They're built to last tens of thousands of miles, unless they're scored, warped, or below spec. As for brake fluid, you should swap it out every 1-2 years, not every time you do pads. Smart maintenance is about inspection, not assumption. When pads wear out, check the rotors. If they're smooth and within spec, leave them. Clean and lube the caliper pins. Bleed fluid only if it's due, not just because you're already in there. It's not cutting corners, it's keeping your ride solid without throwing money away. But let's say your brakes are solid and the sky's turning gray. Do you really need full-on rain tires for every wet ride? Let's clear the air on that. 8. You need special rain tires for every wet ride. Forecast shows rain, and suddenly someone's suggesting full-on rain tires. Soft compound, deep grooves, the whole race day setup. Sounds smart if you're expecting a downpour on a racetrack. Rain tires are incredible in the right conditions, but on regular roads, they wear out fast, overheat on dry pavement, and lose grip long before they physically fall apart. Plus, they're pricey and unnecessary for everyday riders. Modern all-weather tires have come a long way. Sport touring rubber with dual compounds and silica blends can handle rain, heat, and mileage like champs. Unless you're doing wet laps at a track day, they're all you need. The real key? Tread depth and technique. Make sure those sipes, the tiny cuts in the tread, are still deep and sharp. Ride smoother, brake earlier, ease into turns. It's not about the tire, it's how you treat it. Now that you've got traction, let's talk pressure. Because this next myth quietly messes with everything from grip to handling to tire life, and most riders don't even know it. Number 7. One tire pressure fits all. You set your tire pressure once, ride for months, and never think twice. Sounds convenient, but it's not doing your bike any favors. Tire pressure isn't a one-size-fits-all number. It changes based on your weight, cargo, passenger, terrain, and even weather. Add saddlebags or a top case, you'll need a few more PSI in the rear. Hitting mountain twisties, you might want to drop a pound or two for better grip and feedback. Cold morning ride, expect a dip in pressure before you even roll. Too low and your tires overheat, wear unevenly and squirm in corners. Too high and you lose grip, feel every bump and shorten tread life. The fix is simple. Get a cheap digital gauge, keep it in your kit, and check often. Adjust based on your riding, not just what the sidewall says. It's a 2-minute habit that can completely change how your bike handles. But even perfect tires can't save you from what you can't feel. Let's talk about mechanical issues, and why I'll feel it if something's wrong is a gamble you don't want to take. Myth number 6. You'll feel mechanical issues before they get serious. A lot of riders trust their instincts. I'll feel it if something's wrong. But most mechanical problems don't shout, they whisper. Chains stretch gradually until they start skipping. Brake pads wear thin without a squeak. Wheel bearings can seize with zero warning. And once you finally feel it, you're already in the danger zone. By then, your chain could snap mid-ride. Your brakes could grind into the rotors. Or worse, your wheel could lock up in a turn. That's why smart riders run a quick pre-ride check. Spin the wheels, squeeze the brakes, glance at the chain, tap your spokes, look for leaks. It takes 2 minutes tops. No, it's not thrilling. But neither is being stranded or sliding across pavement because you assumed everything felt fine. A little routine beats a big repair, every single time. Speaking of quiet killers, here's a myth that you might have been ignoring for months, and it's been quietly wrecking your bike. Myth number 5. Chain lube lasts forever. Your chain looks okay, no squeaks, no weird slack, and it spins just fine, so it must be fine, right? Wrong. Just because it looks good doesn't mean it's properly protected. Dirt, water, and road grime slowly strip away your chain lube, even after a single rainy ride. Without that thin barrier, it's metal grinding on metal, link by link. The wear starts slow, then ramps up fast. Stretched links, tight spots, and uneven power delivery. Eventually, the chain stops just being dirty. It becomes dangerous. Your chain is more than a moving part. It's the direct line from your engine to your wheel. When it's dry, dirty, or over-tightened, it's only a matter of time before something fails, and it won't be in a nice, quiet spot. Clean and lube your chain every 300-600 miles, or more often if you ride in wet or dusty conditions. It's a 10-minute job that saves hundreds in repairs, and maybe a crash. Skipping chain care is bad, but skipping protection altogether? That's worse. Let's bust the myth that riding gear doesn't matter if you're just going around the block. Myth number 4. It's fine to skip gear on short trips. You're just heading to the store. A 5-minute ride. No highways, no traffic. So you throw on a hoodie, maybe some sneakers, and leave the armored jacket hanging. What could go wrong, right? Actually, everything. Most motorcycle accidents happen close to home, often within a few miles, and usually at lower speeds. Just fast enough to slam you into the pavement, but not fast enough for adrenaline to even kick in. That hoodie? It'll shred in a heartbeat. Those sneakers? They'll fly off before you hit the ground. And bare skin meeting asphalt at 25 mph? That's instant road rash, or worse. It's not about looking tough. It's about staying alive. Your gear isn't optional. It's part of the ride. Helmet, gloves, jacket, boots, even for just around the block. Every ride, every time. And when it's hot out, a lot of riders ditch one key piece of gear, gloves. But your hands are the first to hit the ground in a fall. Let's talk about that next. Number 3. Riding without gloves is safe on warm days. It's hot, your hands are sweaty, and gloves feel like oven mitts. Plus, you want better feel on the levers, so why not skip them? Because your hands are always the first to hit the ground. Even a slow-speed tip-over can leave your palms shredded. A slide? Say goodbye to skin, knuckles, maybe even your grip on the bars. And if your brake lever snaps mid-fall, no gloves means no second chances. Modern gloves aren't the bulky torture devices they used to be. Today's summer gloves are made from breathable mesh, lightweight armor, and flexible materials that feel like second skin, but still protect like a shield. So whether it's 10 miles or 10 minutes in July or January, no gloves means no protection. and you'll miss them most when it's already too late. Still sweating? Maybe you think your black helmet is cooking your brain. Let's clear up that myth about heat and helmet color next. Number 2. Dark helmets get hotter than light ones. You touch a black helmet in the sun and yeah, it's warm. So the myth goes, black helmets roast your head. But here's the truth. External color barely matters. Sure, black absorbs more heat on the surface, but that doesn't mean it cooks your brain. What really affects comfort? The vents, the liner, and the fit. Modern helmets use advanced materials to move air, wick sweat, and keep your scalp cool, even on hot days. A white helmet with bad airflow will feel way hotter than a well-vented black one. And fit matters more than color. Pressure points and loose gaps trap heat no matter what shade your lid is. So don't pick a helmet like it's a beach towel. Pick one that fits well, vents properly, and keeps you riding longer because comfort equals focus and focus equals safety. And finally, the biggest myth of all that just refuses to die. The one your grandpa probably still swears by. Let's bust it wide open. Myth number 1. Change oil every 3,000 miles no matter what. You've probably heard it 100 times. Change your oil every 3,000 miles or else. That rule made sense back when engines ran hotter, oil broke down faster, and fuel was full of gunk. But today, modern synthetic oils are engineered to last. And cleaner-burning engines don't pollute oil like they used to. Most bikes now can easily run 5,000 to 8,000 miles between oil changes, sometimes more. The real key? How you ride. Short trips, cold starts, stop-and-go traffic, change it sooner. Long highway cruises at steady speeds, you can stretch it out. Still unsure? Send a sample to a lab. They'll break it down to the molecule. Don't waste money or risk damage on outdated habits. Ride smarter, ride longer, and keep the myths where they belong, in the past. If you want to keep learning the truth about motorcycles without the fluff, click the next video and stay in the loop. We've got more real talk, smart tips, and no BS breakdowns coming your way. And don't forget to subscribe for more content just like this. Ride smart, stay sharp. We'll see you in the next one.